Start with this story that raised eyebrows across the league. I know you saw this headline, right? Justin Herbert skipped the first week of OTAs to fly to Europe to support his girlfriend, Madison Beer, on her music tour. Now, if you're saying to yourself, missing practices to, quote, support your girlfriend, what was that conversation with Jim Harbaugh like? Well, it might not have gone how you think. Take a listen.
My first reaction was, do you need a ride to the airport? He's just been somebody that he's just here all the time. I mean, there's times I've wanted to shoo him out of the building. He's at every voluntary, every non-voluntary workout. I'm the same guy that broke his hand, and then he was here the next day practicing, the next game, stiff-arming guys. I was happy, good balance.
I thought this actually brought up kind of an interesting question because it wasn't like that long ago that guys didn't even want to ask off a regular season game in baseball because the birth of their first child, right? Or something like that. And then it became like, okay, you can miss a game for your kid being born. Not the Super Bowl, of course, but, miss a game somewhere. What do you think, what's the scale? What can you miss for supporting your girlfriend? And does it matter? Obviously, it's an OTA. Where are you on this?
Yeah, no, this is a great question. It's a fun topic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, we said A.J. Brown wasn't there yesterday for the Eagles. We don't know where maybe he's, on his honeymoon with his new wife. I don't know. Lamar has missed. Aaron Rodgers famously went to Egypt. Now, that's a little different, right? You could schedule a trip to Egypt anytime. He just happened to schedule it when there were OTAs, right? So Herbert doesn't have control over his girlfriend, who, by the way, they're at Laker games together. Is she a budding pop star, or is she a pop star?
She's an influencer who's launching a music career.
Music career, okay. Now that I hear the excuse, I don't have a major issue with this. Mm-hmm. Do you, Rachel?
No, I think the combination of it's OTAs, as you said, guys miss OTAs for lots of reasons. By the way, I think we know why A.J. Brown is missing OTAs.
Oh, why?
Yeah, all right. So first off, let's just get this out of the way. Harbaugh gave one of the best answers you could ever possibly give about that situation. That is such an all-time great response. I mean, his answer was flawless. First, he completely disarms the whole thing, makes a joke, and says, "Do you need a ride?" Then he says, "Man, Herbert is here all the time. He's here nonstop. There are times I literally just want him to leave the building." Then he references how the guy had wrist surgery, didn't miss a single game, and was right back out there the next week stiff-arming defenders. I'm going to tell this guy he has to be at OTAs? No. It was just a flawless response. Flawless, flawless, flawless. And that's what makes Harbaugh so great. But before we go any further, please, San Diego, Los Angeles Chargers fans, please don't forget to subscribe and watch the full video. When you do that, views go through the roof, subscribers go through the roof. It's not about chasing either one. It's about being able to create Chargers content that people genuinely want to watch and discuss, so we can keep having the most unbiased, grounded, honest discussions about this team. It really makes a huge difference, so I'd really appreciate it. But yeah. So, I actually do find this conversation interesting. I talked about this last weekend. It was like, Lamar's missing, and then it came out that Herbert's missing. And people asked, why are we making a big deal about Herbert or about Lamar but not Herbert? I thought that was a pretty interesting conversation. I tried to have a different take on it. And it's funny, because I changed my mind in real time, and even found myself conflicted while watching this segment. When I first heard that Herbert missed OTAs because he was going with his girlfriend or whatever, and let me be very clear about this, I've emphasized this a million times, I don't care about people's girlfriends. I don't care about any of that stuff. I don't care about pop stars, celebrities, none of it. I keep it about the players, the coaches, the fans. That's all that matters to me. I don't care who's dating whom. None of that is interesting to me whatsoever, and I cringe. If I'm watching a Lakers game, I don't need to see Herbert and Madison, whatever her name is. I don't even really know her name or what she does. I don't need to see that at all. And I'm a huge Herbert believer. I don't care if he's sitting courtside at a Lakers game. None of that matters to me. So I certainly don't miss better. But obviously this is a different type of conversation. On the surface, I'm like, you're missing practices because you're going out with your girlfriend. That can definitely feel a little weird. On the surface, we're going to go through it. But on the surface, I'm like, I don't love that. It's not my favorite thing. And again, I've defended the Chargers and Herbert for all their shortcomings last year. But your seesaw and didn't end how you wanted it to. It ended in quite spectacular fashion. It's a new year, new season, new offense, new everything. It's time, right? It's time to be king. It's time to take over. It's time to fully become the team you're meant to become the quarterback you're meant to become. And then you're just missing OTAs to hang out with your girlfriend in essence. And yeah, on the surface, I don't know. Again, not my favorite thing. In these types of circumstances, my mind goes to two things. 1. How would I feel if I was the quarterback doing that? If I felt like I was the leader of the team and I was doing something like that, would I feel comfortable? Or if I wasn't the leader and I was just another person and I saw the leader doing that, how does that make me feel? But then on the flip side, this is where Harbaugh gave such an amazing answer. He's like, are you kidding me? This guy does everything. This guy puts in all the work. He got surgery to repair his wrist or his hand, I forget which, and then played and won that game. I remember that game against the Eagles. It was remarkable. It was a brutal game, and he was taking shot after shot after shot. Nobody can question this man. Nobody can question his dedication. So if during OTAs his girlfriend is going to do a concert or whatever, and it's not like he's just going on vacation to lie on the beach with her, just hanging out, when you put it all together, you say, okay, I'm totally fine with that. No worries. And then it makes sense. It kind of brings it full circle for me. Baseball is different because you can miss a game. There are 162 games, way too many honestly. Football obviously has 16 or 17 depending on the season, even fewer before that. So all that stuff feels like it matters so much. OTAs, depending on who you talk to, some people think it's really important, some think it's not important at all, especially once you reach a certain level. I've always emphasized that OTAs are about more than just locking in the X's and O's. It's about culture building and team building. This is the time of year when things are a lot lighter, you're having a lot more fun, and you're building relationships. This is the beginning. This is the beginning of family building. You build a sense of family through practices, through plane rides, bus rides, all that stuff. It's not in the third quarter with 7 minutes to go. That's when it's time to go to battle, to use the relationships and dynamics you built before that moment. It's in practices, bus rides, plane rides where you unpack all that other stuff, crack jokes, say, oh man, you looked lost out there, you thought we were going to lose, you had no idea we were coming back down 14. And it spirals into everything else that happens over the course of a season. OTAs are a big part of that because the pressure is minimal, essentially non-existent. The weather's nice, well, it's always nice in California, but vibes are good, there's tons of optimism. So it's more than just what is Justin Herbert really working on? It's bigger than that. So I'm a fan of those kinds of things. But in context, when you put it all together, yeah, Harbaugh gave the best answer. Honestly, he gave the best answer because he explained everything and undercut any possible challenge. And comparing A.J. Brown doesn't make any sense. Lamar Jackson would be the best comparison, but I don't want to turn this into a whole Lamar versus Herbert thing about why one quarterback gets all the heat and another doesn't. Sometimes it's just different expectations, different perceptions about why a team has failed, different levels of popularity. You see Patrick Mahomes in a knee brace recovering from surgery, and he's out there putting in the work. That's awesome. That's inspiring, motivating, telling. You have Jalen Hurts out there in his red jersey taking snaps, putting in the work. And then you have Herbert being with his celebrity girlfriend in Europe or something, is that what they said? Europe? I don't know. It all depends on why a certain thing is unfolding and what you've done up to that point. I think if Herbert missed a whole bunch of weeks last season and then came up short, pretty much exactly what happened with the Ravens. If the Chargers had the exact season the Ravens had, and then this season he's doing the thing with Madison, is that her name? Madison? I honestly don't know, I don't think that would be my favori. Look. If Lamar Jackson was overseas with his girlfriend, I'd be like, I don't love that. Same thing with Jalen Hurts. And I think Jalen has put in tremendous work, but considering how things unfolded, a disgruntled receiver, learning a true new system he's never played in, and then he's overseas with his girlfriend? I wouldn't love that either. Sometimes we make these conversations bigger than they need to be, or we try to find a deeper meaning. Baker Mayfield right now, obviously less popular in mainstream media, but popular in his own fandom. If Baker was out there with his celebrity wife or something and wasn't at OTAS when their season ended the way it did, yeah, that's a problem to me. If it was Sam Darnold, I'd be concerned. I'd say, you just won a Super Bowl, but now you have a new offensive coordinator, don't lose sight of what you're trying to do. Are you getting too comfortable? Brock Purdy, it all depends on how seasons have unfolded, what type of work you've been putting in, expectations for the coming season, etc., etc. So yeah. This is one of those videos where in my mind I'm just thinking, man, what are the comments about to say? Because I already know it's going to turn into a whole back and forth about Lamar and Herbert and this and that. I made a separate video to try to discuss that and just say, let's talk about it there, so it doesn't have to come up every 5 seconds. But we'll see what the comment section has in store for us. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. Whether you agree with me or disagree, either way, let's get into some discussions, get into some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. Please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I'd absolutely love to see you be part of it. I want to build something we all genuinely feel connected to, something we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, it really helps with visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.